Hello dear students, welcome in this online session where we will learn today a very new lesson, interesting lesson, and the lesson which will give you the basic moral about that what is the condition of a human being when he is having some fear or the bird or any animal. See, fear is the basic thing which we need to understand. It actually consisting in everybody's life. Fear to lose anything, fear to do anything, fear to conquer or any kind of your other fears are also one kind of fear. So we can say that okay, here in this lesson we need to understand about that what is the basic fundamental duties, or we can say okay, in which grade and category you can also go and learn how to conquer your fear. So this is 10th standard lecture and I'm going to start the part number 1 about the related lesson which is relating with a very interesting factor about the bird. Now you might be thinking that okay, the bird, which kind of bird is in the lesson here? The bird behind me, you can see that's a seagull. Now what is seagull? I'll also teach you and I'll make you understand okay, which kind of bird are these. Okay, so first of all we need to understand the two stories about the flying. Okay, the first story is that his first flight, and the second story will be taught by me in some other part of the lecture, that will be also by the black airplane. So today we are going to learn, or we are going to refer this first flight about a seagull. Now the seagulls are found most of the areas where the water is available, means you can say near the seas, oceans, or somehow on the on the continental side also. So if you go more further, we can understand that these birds are most often eating fish and they need to just go and grab or do the hunting directly there from the we can say from the water resources or from the other part of the area also. So seagulls are found mostly at the seaside, or as the we can say that like a big water river side. So if you go more further, this lesson will make you inspired. As you can see, the part 1, the page number 32 and 33 chapter. This is the third chapter. And also if I go more further, so we need to understand that okay, whenever we try to do something new, my dear students, that new tasks are making us most of the time puzzled. Not only the puzzle, that also makes us to understand that new things can be coming with the risk, and the risk is the only factor which we don't want to take. But the people who takes the risk is the only, we can say, way where they can make themselves to go on the successful level. So let's start the lesson. The story is depending about a young seagull, as I have said you, who is afraid to fly, but he conquers his fear. Now when he is conquering his fear, that is quite a term of question, because we have not started the lesson yet and neither we have completed the lesson. So we'll start the lesson and then we'll complete the lesson and we'll learn in which grade of category, in which terms of condition he is, or we can say it is trying to conquer its fear. Now why I'm using here he from the pronoun, because actually the lesson is also deriving the same formula, because this is a story of a seagull. So we can use like he. So if we go more further, the young seagull is trying to fly. You can see the name Liam O'Flaherty. He has given the lesson by his own, you can say, experience, and he also making to inspire you about this lesson and its basic theories. So if you go more further, the young seagull was alone on his ledge. His two brothers and somehow we can say sisters have already flown away. Means they have generally flown away, and he was waiting. Brothers and sisters, they were all swinging in the air, flying, and he was trying to think that when should I also go and fly? What will be my number of flying calculation? When it will be coming? When I shall do? See, until unless you're not trying by yourself, you can do nothing by yourself. By sitting, you cannot do anything. You need to go over that. You need to conquer that kind of things. So therefore we can say that he had been afraid of flying with them. Why? Because there was height. You can see this, there is a height on the mountains. So he was afraid to go and jump from there as a flight bird. So therefore he had been taken little bit run forward and then bring to the edge and attempted to fly, but somehow we can say flapped his wings and afraid to fly, he came back. Now he's going, bring this what at the edge. He's trying to run like a plane is taking a run towards the runway. This bird is also trying to take a run from there, but running, then it's trying to jump, but he is somehow hesitated and he is waiting there. He's stopping that. Then he's thinking that, oh, should I go or should I not? If I am going, from this much amount of height, I may be having chances to fall down and I can die also. So the death is the only reason where the risk is not taken by anyone, because I think that failure can lead us to die also. Literally we can say that here, the great expanse of sea, the great expanse of sea was looking so beautiful that every bird needs to cross the sea. But here seagull was not allowed to go there. This little, we can say, male seagull, the baby seagull. So literally his wings became afraid of that. The great expanse of the sea, way down, miles down and down, can be seen like touching to the sky. Whole of the ocean, whole of the sea was wide enough, the bluish color. And therefore here, and the great expanse, then it was such a long wings would never, somehow he was thinking that my wings should be like the wings are not gonna face this wind, and if I'm going to try for that, I may be falling down, and if I'm falling down, obviously there will be very risk towards my life also, as I have not seen the world, I can die before seeing the world. So that is the fear in his eyes. Now he felt certain things that wings would not support him, so he bent his head and ran away, bending his head and going back. He was thinking that, yeah, my wings will not support me. If I'm trying to run off, my wings are not gonna support me, and if my wings are not supporting me, what will happen if I just fall down? What will happen at the cut? So he's thinking that my wings will be not supporting me and I can fall down. So he was trying to make himself feeling better, comfortable, back to his zone where he was making himself feeling comfortable. So later, if you go more further, generally we can see that even when each of his brothers and sisters whose wings were somehow far shorter, they also made the flight. Little sister, they also made the flight. He ran back to the brink, flapping his wings, and their wings were somehow, we can say, it was like smaller wings compared to him, but then also they were flying, and he was just coming back and back. Now why he was coming back, that was a question of trust, that why it was coming back, what was the reason. And the reason, you know, that fear, nothing else, fear of the failure, fear of the death is the reason where he is coming back. And he is also thinking that no, this flight is not made for me. If I'll jump from there, I'm gonna die. This flight is not made for me. So I was thinking that. Now he failed to master up the courage. Master being up the courage means to attempt to the courage. He failed that, and laterly to take his care, he plunked back to the where he was. And then laterly here, which appeared to him so desperate, like he was looking so desperate to jump, but he was unable to jump. Sometime when you do some kinds of work and when you are not about to do that kind of work, see, once again I'll repeat, you are trying to do some kinds of work and you are not completing that work, it is a heavy disappointment coming on your own face, or you can say on your own heart. You are disappointed very much. So when you are disappointed, you are gonna make everybody disappointed by your talks and many more things. So this is happening here. His father and mother had come around, calling him shrilly, or we can say they were calling him shrilly, very rapidly they were calling him, upbranding him also, or we can say upbranding him. It means that scolding him, and laterly he was not following whatever his wish was there. He was following his fear only, and he was sitting back to his stage where he started there. So laterly we can say that that was around a time when he literally broke from inside. The seagull broke from inside. Now it doesn't mean that seagull is breaking from inside. Broke from inside means his heart set to the sadness, and when his heart set to the sadness, he was not able to do any kind of thing here. So somehow we can say that they made him to starve also on his ledge unless he fly away. But for a life of his own, he could not move also. Make him starve means they were not giving him food for a couple of days, we can say that, or some hours. They said that if you wanna get the food, you need to go and earn by yourself. We are not gonna give you food. Jump, fly, catch the fish, eat your food. But he left without food. He was just sitting there and he was thinking, no, it's okay, I'll be without food, but it is not okay if I'm gonna jump from here. It is not okay if I'm gonna jump from this place, because if I'm jumping from this place, obviously I'm gonna die. So it's better live without food. That was 24 hours ago. When it happened, before 24 hours ago, since then nobody had come near to him and he was all left alone. See, my dear students, sometimes what is happening, sometimes parents are the only we can say the only means of our communication, means when we communicate, okay, they try to make us understand what is the value of something by making us punish also. Sometimes parents will not talk with you, sometimes they'll be angry with you, sometimes they'll not give you food. Why? Because they needed to teach you. They are not your enemies, but they needed to teach you that actually what is the term which you are not following. Same thing was happening with the seagull. Seagull was getting all the food at his own feet by the help of parents. So he was thinking that if I'm not flying, then also it's okay. I'll be not dying with the hunger. But now 24 hours happened and parents, no any brother and sister, no parents also visited him. He was all alone and he was without food also, which can make it compelled to go and fetch the food in the general level. So literally we can say that that was like 24 hours ago. Somehow since then nobody had come near to him, and then they practiced well out in the flying sources, but this seagull was just sitting at his own bank of the side. And literally we can say that the days before, all the day he had watched his parents flying with his brothers and sisters perfectly, then prefetching all the kinds of food and many more things here in them, and flying with the art also. Sometimes they are swinging from over each other, sometimes they are crossing each other, and brothers and sisters perfectly in the art of flight, teaching them how to skim in the wave, how to swim in the wave, how to make a cut in the wave, and also how to dive directly into the water to catch the fish. Everything was generally told, or we can say everything was generally done by his parents. But then also his brothers and sisters were only enjoying this kinds of thing, and he was out of the enjoyment. He was just watching them sitting on the side of the mountain. So that was a very heartbreaking for this kinds of you can say bird who was actually suffering from the fear. So if I go over further, my dear students, I can say that this about is all related with the lesson of seagull. About means what? Like the story is all about. The story is all about the seagull, because the seagull is only in the lesson which is actually having the fear. But the fear can be related not only with the seagull, it can be related with the you and me also, everyone. So we need to come out with our fear and we need to dare to take the risk also, but only in the good things, my dear students. It's not like you are gonna take dare on the highways and you will say that Viram sir taught me that I have to take dare, I have to risk my life. No, it's not like that. It means that the subject which you feel hard, you can revise on that. The calculation which you feel hard, you can go on that, है ना? So it's not like you will take a risk of your life. Take risk of the examination, come first in the exam, read 24 hours. That is the risk. It is not like you will do some stunts over the highways and you will say, sir told me to take the risk, come out of fear. This lecture is not about that kind of thing here. So we can say that here. And after that, when seagull was trying to conquer his all the flight, means brother and sister and the father and mother was teaching, this bird was just sitting there and he was thinking that what should I do? So laterly here, they caught the fish also, they ate also, everything was looked by this year. Now he had in fact he has seen his older brother catch a fish, hearing the devour it. You know the meaning of hearing the devour it means it was making a sound and it was eating its own meal, fish, and he was looking to his brother. Oh, my brother got the fish. Wow, पहली बार शिकार किया इसने. And eating also. What about me? मैं तो यहाँ बैठा हूँ. So how to dive inside the water to catch the fish was also taught by the parents. And if you go more further, here we can say that while his parents circle around rising a proud crackle, you know cackle, making a sound. It's the sound of the seagull making a circle sound over the brother and sister that yes, I'm proud to be your father and mother. Wow, beta, you did very good here. And one side you can see that our main hero, means main seagull, is sitting on the brink of the, we can say that, mountain, and it is just watching sadly that parents are celebrating with them. What about me? Nobody is visiting me. So literally we need to understand here. And all the morning, the whole day family had walked about the big plateaus. Walked about means what? They were just crossing over the big plateaus. Then with the whole family midday down the opposite cliff and also taunting him that about his cowardness. Cowardness means what? Sometimes when we are taunting anyone, Sometimes when we feel to make anybody know his mistake, we just pinch him by the words. We use some figures of speech, that is irony, so that the person, or we can say the whatever the people are there, or whatever the fearful character of the story is there, could be feeling some shame. Not only the shame, they could also feel that I'm not doing good thing. So that's why they are pinching me by the words. They are so harsh upon me. I need to do good work. So they will realize their mistake. That's why parents were somehow taunting this seagull whole of the day, that you are a coward person, you are a coward bird, you are you're not having great courage to jump, and you will take one of your own name, and you will drop our family's name also in the category of respect. So they were somehow making him to struggle well. Now what happened? The sun was now somehow surrounding, we can say that, or ascending in the sky. The sun was going in the sky. It was like a bright sky, the blazing on. Blazing means like a fire on his ledge, and somehow we can say that now he was feeling the hunger, okay, and that faced the south side. If you can see the direction why the sun was facing south side, he was feeling the hunger. He felt the heat because he had not eaten anything in the previous night also, or the day too. So in the meanwhile, the seagull was thinking, yeah, I should do something, or either I will die by the hunger. So he was thinking that I have not eaten from the last night, nightfall. So today I have to do something because I'm exhausting. He stepped slowly out of the brink, and then laterly we can say that standing on the ledge, on the last part of the edge, we can say standing on the ledge with his legs, he's trying to jump now on the legs of his own with the edge of the mountain, and then somehow we can say with the wings which was hidden under, he closed his eye, and then he's trying to think that I should jump from that. Let me jump from here. And after closing the eyes, this bird was thinking that I should do something, and I should try to jump from there. Today I will do this. He was thinking that today I shall jump, and today I shall make all my opportunities of the own here. So now the seagull was pretending to fall, somehow jump, but then he went back, and now again standing on the legs, he was falling asleep. And he was thinking, yeah, no, I cannot do this. This is not the way I can do this. So he was pretending to sleep now. Only sleep. Now here, still they took no notice of him, and he saw his two brothers and sisters flying, or we can say lying there, plateaus, and just making the flight over the dozing each other's heads and sunking into the neck, and the feathers were just making some flapping sound in the air, and he was again so much sad by looking his brothers and sisters. So this is the condition where I can make you understand, my dear students, that whenever you are trying to conquer your fear, especially whenever you are trying to conquer your fear, you are, if unable to conquer your fear, many people will ask you, question you, they will taunt you, they will pinch you by the harsh words, and also they'll make you feel uncomfortable in front of them. So sometimes people criticize you only, but sometimes people criticize you because they care for you, and they think that they think that you should do something greater. That's why they criticize you. So you need to take care of your fear. If you have also any kind of fear, you need to come out of the fear, and also you need to go with your courageful work. Never ever have any kind of fear inside you, and if you have that kind of fear, try to understand that fear should be also into the category of victory. Don't just become a coward person. So this lesson is all about the conquering about the fear, or we can say the victory, the triumph on the fear. The next part of this theory will be explained by me in the next lecture. We'll take this lesson more forward. Till then you can keep revising, and also you can go on with your own self practice. Take care. This is the lesson part 1, the 2 stories about the flying, and here the 2 story about the flying. The first story we conquered, we generally learned here. Some part is remaining. I'll teach you laterally, and we'll see this lecture more ahead in some other part. Take care. Jai Hind.